Hello everyone, and welcome to today's video on Otis, how to play him, how to unlock him, and certain builds you can go for. Otis is a healer champion who focuses on giving his allies shields, as well as dealing some holy damage and applying some sanctify stacks. He is arguably the best healer in the game, and is really fun to play. Unlocking him is a really easy two-step process. It can all take place in Act 1 and takes under 15 minutes to complete. To start the quest, you first must make sure that there is a pig icon at the isolated chapel at the start of Act 1. If you don't have the pig head, you will need to restart the run. Once you navigate to the isolated chapel, you simply accept the quest and then proceed all the way up towards the bandit camp at the top of the screen. At the bandit camp, you select combat, or if you happen to have Bree in your team, you can also select her unique interaction. You must then defeat Yoga, and once you've done that, you will have unlocked Otis. It's as simple as that, and as said, you can do it all in about 10 minutes if you build a team that just focuses on doing as much damage as possible. Otis's unique item is Wooden Crozier, which increases your damage and applies some Sanctify stacks to a random monster at the start of combat. His unique passive is Shielder, which whenever you apply shield to an ally, it will heal them for 30% of that amount. And just a reminder, shield is the armor that takes place in your next turn, not the block, which takes effect immediately. This is what makes Otis one of the best healers in the game, because just by giving people shield, he can make sure people also heal. There are two ways that I like to build Otis. The first is as a damage / hybrid healer sort of approach, which is a 26-07-17 build. On the general tab you can mix and match as much resistance, health, golden shards as you like, but once we get to the elemental tab I like to put 7 points into shield, and on the mystic tab I like to maximise my holy damage and sanctify stacks, as well as put the remaining points into additional heals. When building Otis as a healer, I like to go for a 27-0-10-13 build. The general tab is very similar and you can mix and match, but make sure you grab the extra stack of buffer. On the elemental tab, I like to maximise shield as much as possible, and on the mystical tab I maximise heal and make sure to pick up an extra stack of courage, because Otis applies lots of courage in his kit. Otis's starting deck includes Atonement, which is his unique card that applies damage and sanctify stats based on the size of his hand. It also includes 3 barriers, 2 infused courages, 2 sunbeams, 3 heals, 2 sacred bolts, and 2 shields of warding. When building Otis's deck as a healer, I like to add 2 more barriers, 1 detoxify, a dispel, a ray of hope, and if you can afford it, a prayer of protection as well. When removing cards from Otis's deck, I like to remove all the damage cards, so both sunbeams as well as both sacred bolts. I also remove 2 heals because I'll be upgrading all the barriers to give heals instead. So when upgrading cards, as mentioned, all the barriers I upgrade to burn as well as heal. I then upgrade the infused courages so they burn, as well as cost 0 mana, and I upgrade the ray of hope to make it cost 1. I also upgrade the last heal so that it burns, and the detoxify so that it's permanent. When building Otis's cards as a damage dealer, I add 2 Dawn Lights and 1 Holy Ripple. I will then remove 1 heal and 2 shields of warding. When upgrading, I will upgrade the barriers to burn, as well as the infused courages to burn as well, and the remaining heals to burn. I will also upgrade the sacred bolts because they're quite cheap to upgrade. The idea of this deck is that every card burns until you just get down to your damage cards every single turn. When buying items in the shop, if you're playing as a healer, you want to maximise your heals and shield charges, so something like the Seashell Amulet is really good for that. When playing as a damage dealer, you can also pick up something like the Holy Book, which increases your holy damage and enables you to draw more cards. With pets, I don't think they are too important for Otis, so I tend to either pick up Betty or Bunny. You may want to consider picking up the pet Orby because he grants additional shield charges, but he is very expensive to pick up in Act 1, so you may want to leave him until Act 2 or Act 3 instead. When playing Otis as a damage dealer, you want to try and burn through your cards as fast as possible, as well as stack as many Sanctify stacks as possible on the enemy. I tend to run him with another healer on the team, potentially with another off healer like Neglect. Otis is really good once you burn down to his core 5 cards and can just keep stacking on layers and layers of Sanctify and doing loads of holy damage. His burnable cards are very easy to play and just go on whoever needs the most healing and shielding in the moment. Playing Otis as a healer is very easy, but just remember that you're healing for an additional 30% of all shield that you grant. This is why Prayer Protection is such a great card, because it means that you're giving essentially 5 heal to everyone on your team. Make sure you use your dispels at the right time on the right person, and just keep everyone topped up. I think Otis is the best healer in the game, and is really fun and easy to play. So I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you for watching, please subscribe, and I'll see you again on the next one. Thank you, and goodbye.